watching BTV.
The name has changed. NorZinc Corporation is now NorZinc, and the company has a new president and CEO, longtime mining veteran Don McDonald. He now leads a company with a project that's had a long on-again, off-again history, the Prairie Creek Mine in the Northwest Territories. So is the timing right to open a zinc mine? Stefan Ioannou looks at zinc from a global perspective.
What we've seen over the last few years is a number of large zinc mines shut down. They've just run their course and depleted reserves. And when you add them all up, it's around 10 to 15% of world supply has come off. And so what that's really shaping up for now is an emerging supply deficit. And inventories are already at critical levels. They continue to drop every day. And I think as we move through the tail end of this year and into 2019, we're really going to see that crunch start to take effect. And so the future for the zinc prices is pretty bright.
The numbers appear to be in NorZinc's favor.
NorZinc is, with its Prairie Creek mine, is one of the highest grade undeveloped zinc-lead deposits in the world. It has 23% zinc equivalent, 8 million tons. It has a life of 15 years with its reserves and potential of doubling that based upon its resources. It has substantial infrastructure in place, over 150 million US of infrastructure in place, and a relatively low capital development cost of about 220 million US.
A feasibility study came out in September of 2017, and since then, the project has continued to advance.
Prairie Creek Mine has already got the operating permits. It already has passed through the environmental assessment process. We're right now in the stage where we're looking at the final permit writing with the regulators. The plan would be to have our updated feasibility study done and to have our financing done in the latter part of next year, and a full operation in 2022.
The mine construction alone will have considerable economic impact on the region, but that's just the beginning.
We're going to be spending over $200 million US a year when we're in operation. It is a very substantial amount for the local community, and we have not only these employment benefits, but we also have payments that will go to the indigenous groups, as well as, of course, tax revenues to the territories and to the federal government.
But what about environmental impact? Prairie Creek Mine is actually surrounded by Nahanni National Park Reserve. NorZinc is working within the guidelines negotiated with Parks Canada and the nearby Indigenous groups. Their traditional territory lies just outside the park.
We have a very low environmental impact with regards to the project. It has a very small footprint, and we use 100% backfill. So we basically do not have a tailings dam, which is really good for the environmental side of the project and will enable and facilitate the ability to expand the project's throughput without necessarily having to worry about extra environmental effects related to the on-site operations.
McDonald has been in the mining business long enough to know the right time for a big investment.
It's sometimes a struggle to go through the development and financing of projects. That is really a challenge which excites me, and I'm also excited in being able to put together a team that will develop the mine and ultimately the new team that will operate the mine. And yes, it takes a few years, but every year is different. Every year has its challenges. But at the end of the years, what you see is a mine that's put back money into the community.
And hopefully, a mine that will benefit shareholders as well. Don McDonald believes it will, based on what it will cost to get the zinc out of the ground.
The cash cost is below 50 cents per pound US dollars. We have a cash price of zinc right now, which is just north of $1.20 a pound. So there's a substantial margin on the operating costs of this mine.
With NorZinc's environmental assessment complete, operating permits in hand, and the permit writing for the access road underway, it looks like the Prairie Creek Mine is finally turning the page on its past.